A very, very warm afternoon, guys. We are once back again. I am back again. This is the 1st of August 2024 on a cool, lovely afternoon. First day of the month. This is Mansa Akebulan, episode 6. At this very moment, we'll be looking at US session, and just a recap. During the US session, we focus on just one instrument, US 30, or the commonly known as Dow Jones. So welcome, guys. This is episode 6, and I think things are moving on well. Things are working out well. I haven't had any hiccup, which I would say would be delaying our trading. So things are moving on well. Things are moving on well. So before we begin and jump into trading the US markets, precisely the Dow Jones or US 30, in the morning we had a good trade and a good setup for DAX, and I see it wise to begin by having a quick review of it. So if you can remember very well, in the morning, there was an area we were waiting for a breakout on the buy side or on the sell side, and it did happen, though we were in the 1 minute time frame. Let's get back to it and see. I think I should use the 5 minute for better view. So that area was around here. So this was the area where we were seeing consolidation. Yep. There. So we go to the 1 minute time frame. See the thing from there exactly. Here we are. I can minimize it up to that level. So this precisely is just a recap of what happened after we exited the markets, and whether the trade idea that we had continued being at play. So that consolidation was, can have that low there, and as well as that high there. Very well. So we got a breakout from the sell side, a breakout. Then you remember we took positions using, what is this? Yeah, here we had the first position should be at that price. Then we had another one at here, still within the same candle. Very well. Okay, no, this is well placed. This is badly placed. So let's have a better one here. Yeah. So those are the two places where I executed my positions. Good. Then we had that, and you remember I exited at this level. Reason because previously this was an area of interest, and I said price would hang around at this level, perhaps could push price high, perhaps price could consolidate, perhaps it could just break and go, but it did do that. So for the next 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 minutes, the market just hang around that level. And I had already been in that position for the last 9 minutes from this candle here. So that would give me something like 17 minutes, which is not a thing I love to do whenever I'm scalping with the 1 minute time frame. So I didn't hang around there, but as you can see quite clearly, we struggled for a while, for a few minutes, yes. Then we did break out on the downside, and we didn't go down, but it was not in a very aggressive way. We came down struggling with those retracements until we hit the very level that we had marked, which is 18,259. So anybody who uses 5 minute time frame, that must have been a very smooth sale for them. But for me, it wasn't, and I am okay with that. Now, Mansa, perhaps you could have held more to that trade. Maybe you have a valid point there, but again, my model, my strategy, I prefer to stay in trades for 15 minutes. when I hit certain key levels and the market does not show any interest in, moving aggressively, I prefer to get out of the markets. And that is okay. That is my strategy, and I'm okay with that. So yes, the trade idea in the morning, the sell for DAX, it did pay out quite perfectly. And you see, immediately we dipped into this level, we sat on it, and the market reversed perfectly, and we went back to this area where we had break out from. So if anybody was still there, perhaps if maybe I was there, could have done something there, but I wasn't there, so that doesn't matter. Maybe tomorrow I'll prolong my stay in the market and see what will happen from there. But anyway, the most important thing is to see these ideas playing out, and at least if from the beginning you can manage to hope on these good trade setups, at least 15% of them, 20%, you write them. If a movement goes for 100%, let's say a whole setup that you're waiting for, perhaps from level 0 to level 15, that whole range is 100%, right? And you only manage to get 20% of that, 30% of that. That is in the formative days, in your beginning days. And you refine that quite clearly without being obsessed with, getting the whole thing from 0 to 15, the whole 100% move. And you be consistent with those 30% movements, 20% movements. And it's something you can do again and again and again. It will not take you very long before you begin maximizing those movements. So in the formative days, in the beginning days, you are doing 30% movements. After a few months, a few years, you're doing 50% movements. Before you even realize you are already at 60%, 70% movements. God knows when you'll be hitting those 100% movements in totality, and now if you can manage to hit on those 70% movements, 100%, and you're already adding to your position, that would be incredible. But to start with, start small, simple, those ESA setups, those A+ setups, the ones that are not struggling at all, you're in there, quick money, you are out, you see. But the more you advance, the more you have the right shock absorbers for, being in these setups for long, and you can stay there for up to 30 minutes, 50 minutes, 60 minutes. Yeah, so it's just a matter of time. But for now, be okay with those quick setups of 15 minutes, 7 minutes, 5 minutes, 6 minutes, as long as it's paying out well. So I thought that was something that I felt I should put across. And one, just to say that our trade idea was okay. It was in place. It played out perfectly. Well, again, perhaps I should pat myself on the back and tell myself, maybe next time I'll prolong my stay in the market. I'll not just get out after 7 minutes. Maybe I'll get out after 20 minutes. If I could have done that today, I could have reaped out, some good returns. But it's okay. This is the nature of the game. You have to give respect to the process. You have to stick with the process. You have to be there. And some things will only mature with time. So again, you don't want to grab everything with the first days, with the first months, So you've got to be patient. You've got to have to be patient with yourself. You've got to have to be patient with the process. You've got to have to be patient with the markets as well, exactly, and see where this thing will take you at the end of the day. Very well. So that was the most important thing I felt I should put across, just to, perhaps it's called rooting for yourself. Well, that trade idea was well. It played out well. I was on it, and I got out maybe at a sensible level. Perhaps next time, because this thing has happened, that it has continued rallying up to the level I had marked, maybe tomorrow I'll wait for that level to be hit, those kind of things. So having said that, guys, we get back to the business of the day, which is looking at Dow Jones, or rather US 30. It's already 8:10 New York time, and we wait and see how things are going to be. So I'm still down. I'm down, should be 2% of my account. I was down 4% in the morning. I managed to recover 2%, so I'm only down 2%. So again, as I always say, Will I manage to break even the account? Will I manage to, take it up higher? I don't know. Will I dip it more and take it worse than it was in the morning? I don't know. Am I going to get clear and brilliant setups? I don't know. So we can only know by getting into the markets and seeing how things are going to unravel, and be there and have good executions, have our ideas in place, and see how the markets are going to be. So guys, as always, glad to have you here, and I'm really excited about this journey. This is episode 6, and I didn't think I would make it this far, guys. So whoever is watching, whether it's today, 1st of August 2024, or in future, believe me, I'm proud to have you here and to have you spend your time, sit, and you see me do the thing and perhaps learn something from this whole thing. Again, that is the third objective of doing these live streams, is perhaps to teach you something from how I do the things. So it's not just meant for me alone, but also for anybody who will pass by. Perhaps they will have a nugget or two, and they will improve their way of trading, and their trading experience will improve at large, specifically because they spent a few minutes, they spent a few seconds, they spent a few hours, watching Mansa content, and being there when Mansa was doing these executions, and they learned a few things over there. Now let me stop Joe boarding or whatever it is called and get into the markets. So guys, enjoy, learn something, and let's see how things are going to be. Very well. Enjoy the background music as well. And today I have changed the background music. We're going to listen to different tracks that I have prepared for you here. So perhaps I hope they'll be consoling and exciting and interesting and intriguing as well. Thank you. This is Mansa Akebulan. Glad to have you here, folks.